knew exactly where I was going. I was following Jesus. So I was on the road. I still see a yellow, white robe on. And there's a gold robe. This yellow, I have a yellow dress that looks gold like that. And he's looking, he's doing, but he's not looking for directions. He's just walking. So I thought about the question I asked Pastor Tim. I said, so I'm not supposed to be, I said, I'm not supposed to walk in the soul's realm. He said, no. There's only two places for us to walk. He said, yeah. And I got home and the Holy Spirit said, no. There's only one place where you can walk. He who has begun a good work in you, he who has commissioned you, he who has told you go on in spite of, he wakes you up in the morning, he who puts you in your right mind, health, and strength, he who you seek for the activity of your limbs, your veins, he who he puts things in motion that I don't even know to ask for. He who. And so then that makes sense. I said Hamas, whatever that is, Hummus, ISIS. I still don't know their name. I'll be honest. ISIS, I recently learned, but I still don't know Hamas's name because I don't know Hamas. I don't know how they like to say their name. I couldn't care less. I hate ham, and I would rather eat a ham sandwich to find out. They don't care about Jamie. They're not looking for Jamie. They don't care about Jamie. They want to know Jamie information, right? The only one that want to know Jamie information is Jesus Christ. He cares about Jamie. Some care about Hamas. I said, this ain't nothing but a repeat of Haman. And they come in once every 20 years or so because they want to cause anxiety. They'll come 20 years, another one came and come back 10 years, another one came out 13 years, they will cause anxiety. Because they want to put you in a place to sit back and say, what if this? What if I go outside and all of a sudden Hamas is outside? What would that happen? What if? And then somebody else will come and say, but what if they aren't? What if? If you cannot put a this behind it, it's not questioned. That's what terrorists do. They attack your mind first. It's been about 20 years since ISIS. Remember that? Or since that was a big threat of ISIS in America. Who cares about Hummus? I'd rather eat hummus. And hummus always tastes like bad breath to me. It tastes like bad breath. Unless you get the spicy hummus, then I'm okay with that. Put some like celery or carrots with that, like spicy hummus. I'll do that. But if it ain't spicy hummus, don't talk to me about it. This is Haman's spirit. He wanted to kill the Jews back then. He trying to kill the Jews now. Don't nobody see this? There will be a day when he could be cast out into weeping and utter gnashing of teeth, right? Well, just like Ahasuerus told them, he came out the palace once, and it was to tell them to take Haman, take him right over there, and put him on the gallows that he built for Mordecai. Haman better be ducking. Haman is ISIS. If Haman is ISIS, you have not decoded anything. Daffy Duck is 20 times better than Biden's. We are not making judgments. At the end of the day, whether Hamas is ISIS, Hamas is Ichthus, and he ain't. Hamas is Haman. Hamas is Ahasuerus. Hamas is Barney, and he calls himself a Tyrannosaurus, but he not. He really a Brachiosaurus. He's a Domosaurus. Who cares? One could chase 1,000. Two could put 10,000 in flight. Done. I'm not isolating every Hamas's person. Looking for people walking down the street. Look at people that's wearing a Hamas t-shirt, or they got HAM in their t-shirt and may not even say ham or whatever. But if it look like they say ham to me from afar, I'm going to point my hand in the direction of them and start praying for them. We're not doing that. I come against the spirit of Hamas. God told me this ain't nothing but Haman. What feast? And then that takes me to what? What feast are you celebrating? I'm not advocating for people, oh, you must celebrate this feast. I don't know much about the feast. I don't know when Adaris is. I don't know when Adaris is. I know it's the 12th month. But we don't even know how the Jewish people ran their calendar. Because the 12th month for us is the last month of the year. But it's 52 weeks in our year. How many weeks are in their year? How many weeks are in the Chinese New Year? Now they are serious. Because they have roosters, rabbits, and rats for years. They got years that run after animals. I could barely handle the numbers and the months. They are off the chain. What is this? Oh, this is the year of the termite. Okay, so then does that mean that termites are going to come eat my house? Because then I'm moving. And I'll be back when the year of gold, silver, and the bronze falls from the sky. When is that year? When is that year? It's too much. It's extravaganzas just everywhere. I told Pastor, and he had to call ambulance. I was like, I can't get an ambulance, Pastor. He said, why, Jamie? I said, because this is extravaganza. This is too much. Kirk already know me. I said, ambulance extravaganza. This is too much. Like, what's with the worry lights? What's with the worry lights? Oh, they got a stretcher thing outside. Stretcher extravaganza. It's just so much stuff. Like, so much. Why can't just be me there? Like, why can't? This is too much. That's how people die in ambulance on the way to the hospital. Because too much extravaganza on the way there. If you would just beam me there, I'm telling you, half the people that die wouldn't die on the way there. Always extravaganzas. Get on your knees, pray. God tell you what's really going on. Pray against that spirit. One could chase 1,000, two put 10,000 to flight. Stop asking questions. If you say two could put 10,000 to flight, put 10,000 to flight. It's your turn to do 20,000. But he got to teach us how to walk again. Why is it only one place to walk? Because the Bible never says you walk in the flesh. Holy Spirit told me that when I got home. I was like, I would have told him that. But I think that's for me. You don't walk in the flesh. If you're in the flesh, you are not walking. I get so angry, I see black. When it happens. Like if I'm that angry, I see black. I get dizzy. I get sick. Anything that you will be doing in the flesh. So that's one. But if you are fulfilling see, being in the flesh is one thing, but fulfilling the lust of the flesh, you're not walking. Lust of the eyes, pride of life, lust of the flesh. You're not walking. You're not. Jesus' lust of the flesh temptation was what? Turn these stones to bread. How can he turn those stones into bread without busting his face open? On either the bread or the stone. I can't walk and chew gum. You ain't walking and doing no fulfilling the lust of the flesh. Because I got to do the lust of the flesh. I found my flesh. Wait a minute. I know I got a lot of it. It's underneath these clothes. Hold on 1 second. And I got to find my flesh. Then I got to find the lust of it because it's very deep inside the folds of my flesh. Then I gotta open that up, and then I gotta figure out how to fulfill that. I'm not just filling. I'm not just doing a fill up. I'm fulfilling something that would be fulfilled. See, that's why I started to say that you cannot fulfill the spirit or walk in the spirit and fulfill it, right? To be fulfilled that way. But yes, you can. You walk in the spirit, right? Plug it into the divine, and you fulfill the order, right? The Holy Spirit originally filled in you by plugging yourself into the vine. So you can fulfill, because if I could fulfill the lust of the flesh, I could fulfill what I get in the spirit. Couldn't say that until now, but fulfilling the lust of the flesh means what? First I got to find what the flesh is. Then I got to find what lust means according to my flesh. Because lust of my flesh may not mean lust of your flesh. See, here's the thing. I was a part of purity, right? So I am a virgin still. I'm not at sex. Samantha, I don't know if Samantha's in church or not in church, whatever. But Samantha has 2 kids. And she may have 3 now. She wanted to have another one. She was looking to have another child. We won't go into why that's wrong. Basically, my nephew, there was my nephew had been sent to live with his father, who is a bad man. but he wanted Christian. So Samantha gave him to him. Samantha just didn't want Christian. Samantha said, that's not the son that God was going to give me. This is what I'm telling y'all. No, y'all don't know about this part. That's not the son that God is going to give me. God's going to give me another son. And I believe that son is going to come through Antoine. Antoine is a guy that had not given Samantha the time or day, showed her that he was interested in her at all, but she wanted to have a son with him. She has a son. His name is Christian. She asked me to take Christian. I said, don't you do that for 1 second. She took Christian and sent him to live with his father. I said, what did you do? Now, there's a reason why I asked her that. I don't want to say all the things that I was told by Samantha and by the family that Del Juan apparently did to Samantha, because I don't know if it's all of this true, and I don't want to defame anybody's character. I'm making a habit of not defaming anybody else's character by saying things that I don't know that they do. If I'm watching you do it, I know you do it. I don't know your motives, but I know you are doing it. It's not up to it's up to and including Samantha sleeping outside her last week of pregnancy. She was huge. I remember that. I saw pictures. But she slept outside the week of her pregnancy on the grass because he would not let her in the house. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I said, okay, he did this to you and you sent your son to be with him? That's not my son that God is going to give me. God is going to give me a son with Antoine. Antoine who? Oh, I want to marry Antoine. Antoine is for me. I want to marry Antoine. Are you dating him? No. Even if he knew Smith existed, he had not given her any inkling that he wanted to be with her, let alone marry her, let alone have a son with her. But she has a son, and she sends him to live with his father, who has 12 other kids and a wife that is a little mentally slow. Well, the contention is he took Christian out of the country, which is not part of the agreement that they had. And so it was for a month, everybody's looking for a Christian. Nobody knows where he is because he's been quote unquote kidnapped. So I come to Smith, I said, how can he kidnap a son that he has custody of? He doesn't have custody of him. Why not? I sent him down there, but he can't have my son. I said, what? She said, yeah, he has. Christian lives with him. Full time, everything, school clothes, everything. The only person he sees Samantha on computer. He doesn't know Samantha in person, because 3 months old, I remember she wanted me to take Christian. That's what all this is about. She wanted me to take Christian, and God said no, so I said no. She said, why can't you do it? I said, because I'm disabled, and I go to hospital every day, and I'm taking classes there on how to improve myself from what Lois did to me, and from all that abuse. You could take him, Samantha. So she said, fine. So she sent him to live with his father. I don't know where Samantha is on that track of having a son with Antoine or not there. Where I am is, I was in a purity group. And so we told we can't have sex. So it's kind of like, yay, thank you. Because I was already in mindset rigid. Where Samantha was already in her mindset promiscuous. Samantha and I are just two sides of the same coin. Does it make me better than Samantha? No. And I mean for many different reasons. The first and I guess easiest one is the fact that I've never had sex. So I don't know what goes on in a woman's mind. What could make you have a child and not want them? Apparently the same thing happened with Lois and me. And I told Miss Linda, I still cannot figure out what I did wrong to her. Because she prayed for me worse than Hannah prayed for Samuel. And after having me, she came home. Brought me home. Came home, stuck a key in the door. Tasha said, give me my baby. She put me in Tasha's arms and never took me back. I could be dead and she would not know. And she does not care. I know. I don't hear from cousin Albert is my mother's cousin's son. I hear from Albert more, and I hear from Albert probably like every 7-8 years. I hear from Albert more than I hear from her. I don't hear from any of them, but I hear from Albert more than I hear from her. which tells me that she does not know where I am, and if I die, it would matter because she put me in the hands of someone else. My sister was 4. And the best thing I think that I could have done for Tasha was when I left New Jersey and took myself out of Tasha's hands and put myself in God's hands. And then it happened immediately. I didn't know how to put myself in God's hands. I'm there now. Because I don't care if your 4-year-old does say, and it's cute, right? I don't care if the 4-year-old says, give me my baby. Babies got loose necks. Their neck is like milk. You don't give a 4-year-old baby, like a real baby, without sitting there and holding the baby with them. I'm like, wow, she really didn't want me. But something happened in pregnancy, something happened in giving birth to me. Could it have been postpartum? Could it have been, I don't know. We still don't know. Will I ever know? I'm not sure. But I often ask myself that. I said, Samantha's gorgeous. She's promiscuous in mindset. I'm rigid in mindset. Does that make me better than her? I ask this because there's a purity factor going on here. In Jersey, when you come up, girls are known as, you gotta be pure, you gotta be pure, you gotta be pure. But what does purity mean? Am I of a more pure mindset because I haven't had sex? Or is Smith of a more pure mindset because when she does have sex, she has sex with the men that in her head she thinks love her? We're not going to talk about Rico, Mimi's father. I didn't even mention him or her. And the effect that watching all this go on. Christian is Mimi's brother. 2 years younger than her. So Mimi's actually watching this go on. We're not going to ask those types of questions. What we will ask is, who's pure here? I said it. I looked at those 2 people this morning. I'm working on a picture of them and possibly of their family. I gotta figure out how to do the 2 of them first, and then to do their family. I said, what made me disqualified to have a father and mother like this, and to have this? And you know what that did for me? That put me in a state of ISIS. All it did was make me madder and madder and madder. Normally what that does, normally that would do, right, is make me want to go and sow to my flesh, right, to fulfill, right, the lust of the flesh, because I have not been able to get love, right, in my heart. If you all have love in your heart, right, and you're working with that, that will automatically overrun and beat out the flesh in your life. If I got love in my heart, right, thy word I've had in my heart that I might not sin against thee. That's what David said, right, thy word, talking to God. But if God is love, right, and I have God who is that love in my heart, that will keep me, that will keep my door to my soul open, right, to the spirit. Between the spirit and the soul, that door, right, will stay open, so it will keep my spirit and soul in cahoots with each other. I don't care what's going on with my skin after that, right? I don't care about Hamas or ISIS or whatever y'all talking about in this day and age. I couldn't care less. There'll probably be another one on next week. Mickey Mouse will come out with a rifle and start killing people. Who cares? He can't say that. You can do whatever you want with the skin, but you can't touch my soul. Or my mindset, for that matter. You stand for Jesus, Timmy? Yeah, I stand for Jesus, Mickey Mouse. And what? And what? You be standing for getting some earmuffs on the ears. You get a new pair of pants. Wearing the red and white things. What? Hamas is just as ridiculous. It's stupid. It's all stupid. Who this week? Who gonna kill everybody this week? Who gonna do it this week? Please stop. I keep saying, please stop killing the earth and then killing yourself. Please just kill yourself first. Y'all see what I'm saying? And these people that go around killing everybody else, having mass shootings, they're doing it because they're hurt and they want to hurt you. They know you're going to watch it on TV because all you do is watch the news and don't care about your news and your Dan Rathers. So you guys Dan Rather about it. They're not going to tell you the truth about it anyway. So you're not going to know why they did it, but what they want to do is cause you a what if when you should be walking in a what is this. That's the point. So they do it to cause you anxiety. They want to cause you the what if. When we as Christians supposed to walk into what is this? And that is one of those things that's about what the pastor say, Pastor David say, he said, it's impossible. In other words, it's impossible without God to walk in what is this. It's completely impossible without God to do it. So I see that I see myself walking in the what is this, and I'm no longer walking in what is. Then I'm like, oh, if I come in Honda, then I really get a Honda and come in it. I really get a Honda and start coming in it. I get excited. When you do that, you take the question of who's pure from me. Why I say rigidity and promiscuity? I said, oh Lord, I gotta help Samantha, God. Lord, I gotta help Samantha, God. Samantha's promiscuous, God. Help her. Because once we moved here, I was 10 years old, and I started raising Linwood, Crystal, and Samantha. And Crystal was 2 months old, younger than me. So as we moved, when we left Jersey, I immediately became a parent. Because when James dropped Lois dropped God. And I was not dropping God. And she saw it, so she hated me. So I'm like, oh Lord, not oh Lord, please help Samantha. Oh Lord, I gotta fix Samantha because she's promiscuous. She gotta do it. We gotta team up, God. What are we gonna do? 2 kids, I think right now, 2 kids later. Because I'm not telling Samantha to God, right? What I did do was try to fix Samantha. So don't work for me to try to fix Samantha, and don't work for Samantha to try to fix Samantha. And at the end of the day, who's to say Samantha's broken? But I think rigid and promiscuous. Pure versus whore. I'm being honest with y'all. That's what I thought. And I'm not saying pure is good. I wasn't saying pure is good either. Because I said, God, what's going to happen if I ever I'm being honest with y'all. I said, what if I ever end up with anybody? Then how am I going to know, what do I do with my hands? I've never been kissed. You talking about rigid? I've never been kissed. I said, God bless the man that's got to deal with Jamie. Oh, yeah. God bless that man. Because he going to need help from Jesus. He going to need the strength of Jesus. Does it make me better than you for me to say that you are? Yeah, Gomer, you a hoe. But does that make me better than you? Hey, I keep saying that. I'm like, I said that back then. I was like, Samantha, I had nothing against you. They looked at me and said, okay, but Jamie, you're a virgin. When your family know you're a virgin, it's bad. You're a virgin. I said, do that make me better than you? Well, at least you know where all the parts go. I don't know where the stuff supposed to go. It look like, was it a baguette? Where do I put it? Do I have to be hungry one night? Subway, eat fresh. I might mix the 2 of them up. You know where everything goes. All I know is don't do this until you're married. Okay? And then on my wedding night, what's going to happen? I better take Jesus in that room with me. I'm not going to eat it, y'all. I'm not going to eat that. I don't put stuff in my mouth that's rogue. Like, I don't put stuff in my mouth that's food. I bite my nails sometimes. I bite them when they get, like, y'all know that I get the hangnail thing? I don't like that. And I bite at it, but then sometimes it just don't heal, it don't fix right. So then I got to go file it. And I have nails like my grandmother. I don't keep a nail file because I don't file my nails. So then I try to bite off like that, but that's the nail extravaganza. So Christina gave me this little nail pouch thing. So it has like a nail and a scissor and everything in that. But I'm not gonna scissor my nails. That thing is pretty, but I'm not gonna. I don't do that. I don't. Cause that's the nail pouch that Christina gave me. Extravaganza. That's just all this much. Point is, I could be Ruth, and you could be a hoe. I could be Ruth, and you could be Gomer. You could be Gomer, and I could be a ruthless hoe. Right? Let's just be honest about it. Miss Melanie told me she's a nice person. What she'll tell me. Sometimes I love your blog. Sometimes I thought to myself, she said, I couldn't listen to it because you said whore. I said, and she said, wait, I'm going somewhere. She said, I got home and God said, she prayed, God said, but that's what I said. And I said, he did? He was back at me? She said, yes. She said, she's not going to tell me that unless it's true. Miss Melanie ain't going, She said, God told her, she said, but that's what I said. And he said, open the word here, open the word here, open the word here. And he kept calling, whoremonger, whoremonger, whoremonger. What do you do? But it's true. You got Ruth and Gomer. And at the end of the day, one was dealing with Boaz, the kinsman redeemer, and the other one was dealing with Hosea. Remember him? Remember him? You talking about him? Going to get me a whore, going to get me a whore. Out of my head, he had a whistle. Like he had a whistle. Because you can't go down the street looking for a whore unless you got a whistle. You gotta be able to whistle. Like I be able to whistle. You gotta be able to whistle right. Like you gotta have a nice whistle. I'm not gonna go looking for no whore unless I have a whistle. I'm not gonna whistle like Tasha had. That security guard whistle. No. Like you gotta have a nice, like you gotta be able to whistle like while you walking down the street. Like whistle while you work. Like that. I believe they sell whores or in Stop and Shop. Right? That's why I did that piece for Gomer. She's a whore. Oh yeah, whores in Stop and Shop. And I believe that's probably where he found her. They got aisle 4. Where can I find your whores? Aisle 4. That's what I my head when I did the blog. That's what I thought in my head. So I gave Gomer what I had. She got ratty, nasty hair, right? Because she's homeless. And when I was homeless, I was living in my car. So I had ratty, nasty hair, right? But then I had, when you're homeless, right, you lose everything. So when they take the car and they take everything you got, you're left with one thing. You're able to carry one thing around with you into the shelters and out of the shelter. And you do not want to leave it in the shelter when you leave the shelter, because you got to leave the shelter at 7 o'clock in the morning. And you know, they don't let you back in until 7:30 at night. Forget it being cold. It's cold outside. We got to come back in. It ain't like that, right? So I was paying somebody else's rent while I'm living inside of the shelter, right? That's why I had an issue with those people, because I, to be honest with you, I expected, since you said that your ministry was mother, when you saw that I was a good person, I was paying your rent, you would let me back in. She did let me back in eventually, 5, 6 years after that? But like Lois, she never let me ever into her heart. So I had one thing. You have one thing that you carry around with you, right? And so Gomer in this piece, when people ask me, what is that? I say Gomer. Immediately, because Gomer has a bow tie on the front of her hair, holding her hair together. Don't make no sense. You can't see Gomer's face, right? Esther has a crown on. You see her hair sweeping around. And Ms. Luann said, don't feel bad about this. I know this ain't it. But she said, I feel like that's a woman's crown. And I feel like this is her hair sweeping behind her head. I feel like we're looking at the back of this woman's head. I said, that's exactly what it is. Except I made it with clay. Gomer's not. Gomer has one of those hats where you put the hat on the head and it's like they got the 2 ends tied on both sides, so it looks like pink tails made out of the size of the hat. The size of the hat, right? Mm-hmm. The hat is absolutely gorgeous because it's made the same way Esther's crown was made. Except Esther doesn't have to hide. Her neck is free and her hair is free. It's swinging in the wind, right? Esther doesn't hide underneath her crown, right? Gomer hides under her hat because it's the one thing that she values. She calls it value. Check out any homeless person. You will find one thing on their body that they value above all. It's true. And it's never soap. The mindset that I had when people let me take showers in the house, the soap, I put everything back. If I use the soap, I would dry it off and put it back in the dish. Oh yeah, I was crazy with it. I would never leave and have things on my body because I knew that I'm not worth it. So I would never steal things and take them with me. No, leave it there. They're never going to let me come back in the house again. That's not the point. The point is that they let me come this time, and I must leave it the way that I found it. Ruth may be pure, and Gomer may be a whore. Gomer's got kids, and Ruth didn't. Right? Go with me. For the first husband, there was a first something with Gomer, because she had kids. Then came Hosea. Remember, if you read the scripture in the beginning, it was like God told him to say, hey, go down there, go find your whore, and get the whore's kids. That's what God said. The Bible says Ruth was barren from the beginning. I said to myself, I said, God, I said, why respect Ruth if she didn't know it? Maybe it's okay for me not to know what Lois thought about me. Maybe it's okay for me not to know that she did not value me even from the time that I was a baby, right? I did something to her in vitro, whatever they call that. I was ask Miss Andrea. Because Miss Andrea got to know, and I trust Miss Andrea. So Miss Andrea got to know if you could be pregnant and hate your baby. Now, because the thing is, I want to say, if it's postpartum, you won't come back and say, okay, I got common sense now, give me back my baby. But that never happened. Never happened. Lois, never. Even when I was gone, Lois said, okay, I got one thing to say to you. She said, make sure you call your grandmother and call Tasha, because they actually care about you. That was it. I got up here sometimes and called Lois, right, to talk to her about different things. And she said, oh, yeah, I do art too. I said, oh, you do? I said, yeah, I remember you had those photographs in the gallery. She's a photographer as well. She's a poet as well. The only thing she's done that I have not done is sculpture. And the only thing I have done, this was when I talked to her, 5-6 years ago? The only thing I have done that she has not done is painting. I had done, right? I said, but there's one thing I want to get to the point where I could do a mural, whatever. And she said, well, maybe you're not good. I don't know where. She just flipped. She said, well, maybe you're not good. I said, what? She said, maybe you're not good. You're just not good enough. It's not the whole tough love thing. Kirk made me mad, whatever his name is. Made me mad this morning because he was all tough, no love.